Wow, huge. That's an understatement. Did I see it coming? I honestly thought it probably wouldn't happen because both fighters had massive options for both fighters in whatever direction they wanted to take their career. Um, um, so no, I didn't. I was in and out of it, but now it is happening. Wow. Because that fight, the excitement, the thriller, the drama, his old man getting out of the car when Chris walked into the arena, brilliant. The fight itself, I've never seen such an honest fight by two fighters, bar with their fathers. I'm old enough to remember their fathers on such a show in their first fight, and this was the same all over again. And I have to commend Conor Benn because Conor Benn boxed a lot better than I thought he could do. I thought he wasn't at that stage yet for about the amount of time he'd had out the ring. For this man, Chris, that you saw how he was trying to rinse down to get out to where I know he had to get in front of the boxing board of control. I know he'd agreed to all these conditions for this fight to happen. So all the fears and worries were there, but the fight still happened. For me, it has everything and more what the first fight did. And I think this fight would definitely do Wembley all over again.
Oh, it's going to be brilliant. I can't wait for it. You touched on it there about the weight. As Eubank Jr. had to cut down. Do you think that will happen again? Do you think weight might be a contentious issue again?
Well, as far as I know, the agreement is exactly the same as the first fight agreement. Nothing changed. Everything is exactly the same. Now, I don't know how Conor... how Chris will navigate his way around the boxing boards of controls, stringency in regards to watching what's happening, because the boxing board of control will put him under a lot of pressure when he saw things like this, and they had to pull him. Because when I saw this, which was out before the fight, I said, you know what, this fight could get pulled, because the boxing board seeing this, they have a duty of care to say, whoa, no. This is dangerous, and I know Chris was told to take it down by the said people around him because it would cause trouble, and he did. He ended up in front of the board. Now I don't know what was inside that room. I don't know if he said, "Oh, it was old footage," which we know it wasn't. What I'm saying is the boxing board of control have to keep a beady eye on proceedings running up to this, and so therefore. Will it be the same all over again? It will be a real struggle. Will he get fined? What is it, £1 million, £500,000 for the battery weight over on the weighing scales? I don't know. But as far as I know, is that everything is exactly the same, unless it's been a nudge on the contract.
The controversy, there's no doubt, did go a bit far at times. I mean, we had Eubank hitting Conor Benn with an egg, for instance, in the build-up. Do you think this one might be a little bit calmer?
I do a little bit calm. I can't see Chris doing this again. He got a message across. He got chastised by his father. He got the message across that he said, "I've no respect for cheats as far as I'm concerned." I don't think he'll get that far, and I don't think they'll give him a chance for that to happen again as well. But I'll tell you one thing, that egg slap, boom, the viewing figures went through the roof, because that showed how real this fight was. That showed how much was on the line for this fight here. These two guys want to fight, And even after the fight, there was no obligatory hug and well done, mate. It was like these guys went in opposite directions. The only person that hugged were their fathers. And so there's no love lost between them both. And I'm really, really looking forward to this fight.
Yeah, you mentioned the fathers there. There was that brilliant moment, wasn't there, when we saw Chris Eubank Sr. walk in with his son. We know they've been estranged prior to that for a number of years, and that was an incredible moment. Do you know much about their relationship now? Can we expect Senior, do you think, to be at the next one?
Well, things have been said. His dad said, if you fight, I'm fighting. So if you really want to see your dad get in the ring, I'm going to do it as well. But Chris says a lot of things. Chris has a relationship with his son that only they both will understand. As long as they're both now talking and they're on kind of on the same page, I don't care what the relationship is, as long as that relationship between father and son is there. Because inside the arena, the amount of grown men that were brought to tears when they saw that right there, because it reminded them of their relationship with their sons, with their fathers. It reminded them of arguments that they think, you know what, is it worth it? And it brought a realization to such a massive occasion. And I actually spoke to Senior afterwards. I said, you know how many people you touched in regards to that single move there, that decision there to have a word with your ego and turn up for your son. And he actually didn't. And but you know what? As long as they're good, as long as they're on the same page, I don't care what the relationship is.
I know we're a long way away from it at the moment, but right now, would you be expecting the same result with Eubank winning?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be accepting the same result. I don't think Eubank can improve on his performance. I think at times in the fight, I thought his legs looked stiff, looked stationary, looked like he was stuck in quicksand. I do see improvement there for Conor, and I do think the results will be different the other way around in the next fight. I think it'll go the distance all over again, but I think Conor now knows what he's capable of doing. And then listen, that's a bold statement to make, because I have ultimate respect for both fighters, for Chris and his dad, Conor and his dad. But this is you're just saying what you see. And I think if they fight again, I think Conor wins.
Oh, it's going to be exciting, isn't it? Before you go, Johnny, I wanted to ask you about Jake Paul. After beating Chavez Jr. at the weekend, calling out Anthony Joshua. This seems outrageous, but what do you make of it all?
Well, it's the chickens there in the background. Well, it's a bit of skullduggery, isn't it? You know, if he starts mentioning his name in the same sentence as Anthony Joshua, then all of a sudden you think, well, this can possibly happen. He did it with Canelo, he's did it with anybody else. So if that's a bit of great PR work, brilliant. In reality, do I see that possibly happening? No, I don't. But it's great PR, and I think, regardless of what you think of Jake Paul, the way he's handled the media for his career, other traditional fighters should look at this guy and think, you know what, he's getting a job done. More people know him than a guy that's been boxing six years old and gone through the ranks. So whatever Jake Paul is doing, shouting out and getting, whatever name he shouts out, it's got us talking about it. So once again, he's done his job.
Well, people are going to be watching this saying, Johnny Nelson, that guy gets the job done. Thanks for joining us, Johnny. Always great to chat to you.
Thank you. Enjoy.